Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel for another video. Today I want to talk about supporting somebody through depression. There's still a huge stigma about mental illness. I think that's the case pretty much all over the world. I honestly think that our reluctance to talk about it comes back to our fear of saying the wrong thing or not knowing how to support somebody. In fact, in researching this video today, I discovered that it is a hugely popular question that's asked on Google, which is obviously a reflection of the numbers of people who are not only suffering from this illness, but the people who are trying to support those individuals are clearly lost and in need of some kind of guidance. As somebody who's gone through depression myself and had a fabulous support system and some not so supportive people, I thought I'd put together some suggestions of what to say and what not to say when trying to support somebody through a mental illness. It can be very overwhelming and paralyzing to have somebody confide in you about such a serious topic. And I think that everyone puts a lot of pressure on themselves to say the perfect thing or the best thing that's going to just take it all away and make them feel better. So I'm going to give you a huge tip that's going to take all that pressure away. There is no perfect thing to say. There's a lot of really shitty, terrible, please don't ever say this to any human being ever under any circumstances things to say. But that one perfect phrase that's just going to magically make it all better is non-existent. Let's be totally honest. There are a lot of people out there who still take the view that an individual suffering from depression is being self-involved, dramatic, and lazy. That's the thing no one ever really wants to say. And you shouldn't. Here's 3 other things you shouldn't say to somebody with depression. What do you have to be depressed about? Depression isn't always caused by something obvious like trauma or loss. It can be a result of genetics or drug use or for no reason whatsoever. There's really no point suggesting to somebody that they just will their way out of depression. Kind of like you wouldn't suggest that somebody wills their way out of cancer. That would make you a human garbage person. Number 2 on the list of things not to say to somebody suffering from depression. But there are other people who have it so much worse off than you. There's a really great quote that I see that goes around the internet from time to time, which I did see recently, that actually squashes this whole attitude really nicely. Saying someone can't be sad because somebody may have it worse is like saying that someone can't be happy because somebody may have it better. Guilt and shame are major components to depression. People with depression spend all day beating themselves up, making themselves feel bad for the fact that they're not in a position to appreciate those around them or how fortunate they are. They don't need you to remind them. Number 3 on the list is a doozy. I don't believe in depression. Unless you are every physician who has ever lived who has verified that this is a medical condition and not a personal flaw, then you're not really equipped to say whether or not something exists. It's really similar to saying something like, I don't believe in trees, and yet, trees. So now that we're done with the really negativo stuff, let's get into some more positive suggestions. Here are 3 awesomely amazing ways to support somebody who's suffering from depression. Number 1, let them know you're not going anywhere. When you're depressed, you tend to feel like a burden to those around you, so it's quite natural to want to isolate yourself. You're not really into the things that you used to do. You're not so active and willing to socialize. It's the mundane things that you find yourself doing. But you still crave company, even though you feel like you don't deserve it. So having somebody there who's willing to do just the little boring tasks or sit in silence or hold your hand while you cry is incredible. In those moments, you don't have to know what to say. You just have to listen and be supportive. Number 2 is seeking professional help. If you think that somebody is open to go and speaking to a psychiatrist or a psychologist, I would absolutely recommend that you suggest that they do that. The problem is seeking help is a big part of the stigma. I know that when I went to seek help from a professional, it was a huge shock and realization that things had become so bad that I clearly needed some kind of outside help. Try not to make a big deal of this step. If you can try to make it seem synonymous with going to the GP and dealing with a physical illness, which is what everybody does when they get sick, you might find that they're a little bit more open to going and talking to somebody. It is something that can be fixed with medical intervention. Number 3 is to remind them consistently and regularly how loved and supported they are. This one might seem too simple, but it's the most important one. Depression has a knack for getting in your head and telling you that you're not worth the time, the energy, the love, and the support of your loved ones. So if you can do something to help combat that inner monologue when maybe your loved one isn't strong enough to, it's going to go a really, really long way in the long run. So guys, I hope that you found this video helpful. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, come along and subscribe. And come and find me on Twitter and Instagram under What Mia Did Next. My sister and I are actually going to a YouTubers convention thing tomorrow, so I'll be uploading loads of stuff. I think Jenna Marbles is going to be there, Lily Singh, whole host of other awesome YouTubers. So I'll definitely be tweeting and putting stuff on Insta about that. Please check back for videos next week. In the meantime, much love and take care. Bye guys.